Jonathan.
No, we're not.
I kind of wanted to, but how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
It's been a long week.
Yeah. You're one dodgy bastard.
What do you mean?
I know what you're trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
Well, a couple months ago, you're talking about your heart palpitations and this and that. And now you're talking about your back hurting. I know what that's all about.
Age?
No, you're trying to avoid the draft.
Oh, the draft. I'm too old to go. I'm too old to be drafted.
What do you mean you're too old to go?
There's an age limit to that.
You're well within that age limit.
No, I think it's like 35. I think it's like 35.
And how old are you?
35.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, that's going to change in a couple months. So, Mr. Biden,
slick
I would suggest you hurry up, which he doesn't really hurry, except upstairs and fall.
Yeah.
Which he does often.
I don't want you in my foxhole anyways.
I'm not fighting for... First of all, I don't think I can get drafted because I'm the only guy with my last name in my family, and my last name has to continue on.
Your father can have another kid. You don't know that.
No.
Yeah, you can.
He's too old to be having kids right now, bro. Are you kidding me?
You'll be all right.
Nah. Anyways, speaking of... Nah, never mind. I'll take that back. We'll talk about that later.
Why? No, why?
We have a guest today. Friend of mine. He was actually my first acting teacher when I went on this amazing journey of trying to be an actor. Very talented individual. Stop looking around, Loredan. We're talking about you. Loredan.
Yes,
what's going
sir.
on, buddy? How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I am great.
What is with this draft? Didn't they stop the draft?
Yeah, but since we're at war now, they can implement it whenever they want. But we haven't. There hasn't been a need for it since World War II.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Well, you testing me there? I know my world wars.
Well, there's only been 2 of them. So if you don't, that'd be kind of fucked up.
But I'm serious. I really don't think you can be drafted if you're the only son in your family to carry your last name. I think there's a law for that.
I think there's a couple limits, like if you're married or in college.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that can get you out of it. Isn't it how Bush got away from it when he was trying to get into the Vietnam War?
Yeah,
or whatever the hell.
Like that.
Because Vietnam was draft, right?
Yeah.
No, was it draft? It was draft.
Yeah.
So he dodged it. I think he's the only.
On an unrelated topic, I just enrolled into Wright College.
Did you really?
I used to go to Wright College.
Yeah.
For what?
To avoid this draft.
You're too old, bro.
Yeah,
there's an age limit to it, man.
I think there is.
Yes, of course there is. They're not gonna freaking draft Biden to go fight the war.
Well, he's 40 years my senior, so.
Anyways, let's talk about that for one quick second. There's a small war going on in Ukraine and Russia over there on that side of the planet. It's just kind of crazy. I was watching some videos of like some missile strikes and all that. Like that's crazy, dude. Like I saw a video of there's this family and they're inside their house, I guess, and they're filming out the window. And you see in the distance, you start to see a jet coming, and the jet coming launches a missile and it hits the building like 2 doors down. That had to be like the scariest
scary
thing.
Shit.
Can you imagine? Like, what would you do? Like right now, if there was war right now, where would you go? What would you do, John?
Well, it's not foreign to me. I do live in Chicago, right? We've been through like a couple of those things. But yeah, nothing to that extent. I don't know, man. That's pretty scary shit. Like we're so fucking sheltered over here. I don't know what I'd do. It'd be pretty scary.
You know what I would do? I would run to my mom's Walmart and like barricade myself in their basement.
Walmart? That's the first thing they're going to hit.
No, they're not.
But Americans like Walmart.
Yes, but I mean, you must think. You have everything there for you. You have food. You have medicine.
That's a terrible Russian accent.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
That's awful.
What's his name? Vladimir
Putin? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Loredan, what would you do? You live in the city, so that's kind of tough.
I do, and it's getting worse.
You get carjacked yet?
Yes.
We just spoke about that.
Yes, we did.
No, for real?
I got assaulted. Yeah.
What
it was about, yeah. Yep. It was about 6 months ago, I think. I still had the Beamer, so yeah, it was around like 6 months. And I was doing, DoorDash. Just a little side hustle, and it was on.
No, I was just saying.
Oh, yeah, it was on it was by K-Town. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was delivering, I think, like, Harold's Chicken.
Harold's Chicken.
And as soon as I got out, I was like, I should not be here.
Either that or Church's Chicken. One or the other.
Yeah.
Got Harold's Chicken.
I think it was actually Church's.
Church's Chicken?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Golly.
And told the dude, yeah, I'm here by, in front of your place. He goes, all right, I'll be right down. Gave him his food, and then I got a notification on my phone. I was like this. And again, in my mind, I was like, I should not be here. Something's going to happen. And you know that feeling you get like when someone's behind you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then I heard, hey, let me get that phone. Turn around, and he took his pistol, the hammer of his Glock.
Yeah.
Yep. Hit me here, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I couldn't make sense of what just happened. And then he was trying to grab my phone. I kept blocking him, and they were kind of going back and forth. It was like a weird anime movie. It was like, then, he took my phone, chucked it, hit me again, then just booked it, ran off, and cops came, about 30 minutes later or whatever. And they,
well,
we can't do, whatever. But yeah, I was like,
I gotta move.
It screws with you. It really does.
This is why I don't stop at red lights. I just keep going. I don't stop at stop signs. I just keep going.
Highly illegal.
That's okay. I'd rather live. I think living is better.
That's right. Yeah.
Then
I can pay a ticket.
Yeah, I'll pay a ticket. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Don't hit nobody.
That's crazy. Nah, the city's kind of crazy, man. Like,
it's getting worse.
Yeah,
it's getting worse.
I just don't. I mean, I really think that the issue, obviously, there's too much of a mixture, and it's the fucked up part. Like, we talk about the petty fucking problems that we have. I mean, there's literally a war going on in Ukraine and Russia. It's a war on nationalities, basically on races, right? If you want to call it that.
Well, they're pretty much the same. They're really like similar.
Are they? Are they now?
Well, they used to be.
They're both.
Ukraine used to be in the Soviet Union, so.
Well, that's what the battle's about, right?
Yeah, Ukraine is right, attached to the edge of Russia, and they don't want the Ukraine to be allies with us. And so, again, in my opinion,
shameless plug.
We could have avoided it, but knowing how, again, not to get too political or whatever, but if I'm the Russian president, I don't want the Ukraine as an ally to the Americans.
Yeah,
so yeah, they're going to take over. It's all about territory. It's power. And we could have avoided it, but no, we also have to be the world's babysitter.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm definitely not a fan of that. Like, I'm a firm believer that we shouldn't have to play big brother to everybody.
No.
And you know what's interesting? Everybody talks their shit about Trump and all this bullshit and blah blah blah. Isn't it ironic that it happened now? Like, this wasn't a problem when Trump was in office, but it's a problem now. I wonder why. Is it the image that Biden gives that makes it seem like this shit can get? Because I mean, if you think about it, if America is has the biggest fist in the fight, right? You don't want them to be on your bad side, right? Because the U.S. will basically go in there and kick anybody's ass, quote unquote. So if you have a president similar, like Trump, for example, who's very, very animated and very, very, I'll fuck you up if you fucking do something stupid, right?
Yeah.
You don't mess with him. But then Biden, who's the opposite, like the complete opposite, this is when you jump on the opportunity. I don't know. I feel like Biden has no teeth in this fight. Does that make any sense?
I don't know if it's a coincidence that this is happening now, but I mean, all you can say is in the 4 years that Trump was in office, it didn't happen. So, like, funny that it's happening now.
I mean, it's not just a coincidence, right?
I don't know if it is or if it isn't, or if it's
I know
Putin
would have had a much harder time, I think, under Trump, because Trump operated under power, and aggression, and Putin likes that. Like with any powerful leader, you're going to test the other people. You're in a pool of sharks, not goldfish.
Right?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
He did. I kind of do remember Putin saying something like Biden is like kind of soft.
He is like fucking soft. Like, literally.
Yeah. No,
he can't even control the press. He was fucking in that press conference yesterday talking, and he took a couple questions that was still kind of orderly. And then after that, then all the press just started jabbing at him, and he's just staring at them.
It's my bedtime. What are you gonna
like?
do?
Somebody needs to go there with that big hook and pull him off the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, go send that cute white girl out to freaking talk for you because she does a better job. Like, I don't see no. And again, I'm not saying that the United States should go in there and fight because I don't think we should get involved in other people's problems.
Yeah,
not that quickly. Now, if they're bombing them and then, it's just bad shit out of control, then fine, let's go in there and save the day. You know what I'm saying? But we can't just start barging into shit. I mean, have you seen gas price? Gas prices went up like 70 cents in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Like, I haven't paid over $5 a gallon in a long time, if ever. And it's only gonna go
I don't
up.
think I've ever done that.
It's gonna go up.
Fucking crazy.
It's only gonna go up. But I don't know what I guess I don't know how to feel about this problem over there. And I think it's one of the benefits of being an American and being over here. Like, we don't ever really feel those threats.
I don't think it's a benefit. It's ignorance.
No, but we definitely have a benefit because we're positioned beautifully on the continent.
No, I'm just saying, like, I mean, what do you mean? War-wise?
Yeah,
I'm just talking
war-wise.
about, like, fucking...
What's about war-wise?
Like, Americans don't know anything about what goes on anywhere else. We're, like, kind of stupid to the rest of the world.
Yeah,
I mean...
that's why...
I mean...
That's why shit goes crazy here. Because people don't realize how good we actually have it here. I mean, right now in Russia, if you protest in Russia right now, you go to jail.
Oh, yeah. They have 1,500 people, I think.
Go to jail. Okay, so I don't ever want to hear Jack. I mean, you can tell me if you want to, but you cannot compare the two. If you want to say you don't have freedom of speech here in the States, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because right now in Russia, there is no such thing as speech or freedom to demonstrate anything that you disagree with them.
I mean, you got the freedom to do it till they catch you.
Sure.
And throw you in the gulag.
But the government can't do that here. You're not going to go to jail for protesting Biden or vice versa or whatever, right? So you do have a great freedom here in the States as compared to everywhere else.
Some people don't think so,
But anyways, let's get into the acting game.
This is true.
Let's get into the acting game.
Acting?
something all three of us know
very well.
far too well.
Oh, you should know after 60 episodes.
Teach me something. Teach me.
Teach you something?
Yeah. I'm talking to him, not to you.
Anyways, Loredan.
Yes.
So I know you've been on the podcast before. You were one of my first guests a long time ago, before we had video and the whole 9 yards.
This is true.
Let's go again. Let's start over. Where'd you start? What made you want to do it?
This goes all the way back when I was 15. Where I saw.
Make sure you're perfectly accurate, because we're gonna go back and check your.
You can fact check.
We're gonna fact check you.
Yes. I was. I'll take that back. No, I got started when I was 15, but what inspired it was when I saw Second City show when I was in 8th grade. And my dad was a banker, and so he would take out his clients to entertain them and everything. And one of the places he would take them would be Second City. I mean, you know what the Second City is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what Second City is?
I think I got the.
It's on North Avenue and.
I don't know where it's at, but.
It's North Avenue and.
Yeah, it's North and Wells.
North and Wells.
Okay.
It's a big famous. They have like acting classes there. They also do a lot of shows there. A lot of famous people came through there.
Yeah.
Comedy,
they're known for
improv.
Improv and everything. It's like biggest comedy theater in America.
Mm.
And he took me and my godfather, and as soon as the lights went up, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. And they were so funny. And I remember one sketch, they kind of had to stop the show because of all laughter. And it was a satire about Superman. And it was Lex Luthor opens up, and the girl, he's like, ha, I finally found his fortress of solitude and everything. Superman will be mine. And then you hear in the background, not so fast. And then Superman comes out, but he's in a wheelchair. And the audience just went nuts. This is when Christopher Reeves fell off.
How does that?
Oh, that's.
They're making fun when Christopher Reeves fell off the horse and everything.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Superman can't walk.
Right.
That's fucked up.
He's in the wheelchair with his cape and everything and a big S.
Yeah.
And I mean, the audience just lost it. They had to stop the show. And I was fascinated. I mean, I was like, this is what I got to do. So I started taking Second City classes, and then did Improv Olympic. Then went back to Second City to take the adult classes, did the conservatory, and then my teacher was like, you're good in everything, but I got to hear you. So maybe we should take an acting class. So then I took a acting class over on Elston, Chicago Actor Studio. And then I fell in love with acting. Because my goal is not to be an actor.
OMG.
And you know what I was trying to do?
Get out of TikTok?
Continue. I was trying to turn off the thing, check if my sound was off.
Jeez,
gotta do it for the gram.
Unprofessional. Good Lord.
Jesus
Continue. I apologize for my comrade over there.
Comrade in arms. It's so late.
Apparently not.
We're going to go to war pretty soon, so I guess.
I guess you're not going to be there.
Yeah,
but
continue.
Yeah, initially my goal was not to be an actor. Like, I didn't care about that. I was like, I want to be a comedian. I want to be like, Eddie Murphy or Jim Carrey or whatever. But then when I, started doing scenes and, monologues from plays, I was like, I like this a lot more. This is a lot deeper. So I got really into acting, and then, started going out there and got some work. Then I got married, and then really got into acting, and I was just pretty busy for a couple of years. And then, I was a huge fan of the craft. Like, I thought it was the most amazing thing in the world. It's like the closest thing to magic. So I really wanted to start teaching. And then I became a teacher. And then, life happened, got the divorce, and then kept teaching, but then took a break just to get myself together. But, the craft has never left. I've been doing it since I was 15. I'm about 37 now. Was it Jesus Christ?
Hey.
I'll bleep that. There you go. Bleep the age.
I'm a year your senior, so don't feel so bad.
You're 30? Really?
38.
Oh, you're younger.
He looks that. He
I
looks
get that
younger.
a
He
lot.
looks younger. He gets that.
No,
He also
30.
gets that he's not Hispanic either.
Oh no.
And he's amazingly Puerto
Funny
Rican.
enough, I get Ukrainian,
Do you really?
Russian. Yeah.
Do you? I never heard that. I can't see that, but
See that?
you can. Oh.
Yeah. Irish, I can see.
Irish, I get
I'm sure
it.
you got in German, probably.
I got Scandinavian one
I
time.
can see that.
Scandinavian. Yeah. Don't do that, man. You put so much pressure on me when you do that.
Hold on. So, I give him a sign so he can keep talking because I go double check my cameras, make sure everything's rolling. But he gets this is why it's hard to count on him. I give him this.
It's easier for if I just see you get up and check the cameras, I'll be fine. But this thing, it throws me off.
It's like Biden with the press conference. He just doesn't know what to do.
I know what to do. I'm just listening to him, but it just that gesture fucks me up.
Continue your story, Jordan.
Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, right. Just huge fan of the craft.
Yeah.
No, huge fan of the craft, and been doing this for over 25, 35, about 22, 25, 35, 22 years, and that's pretty much it. It is a life dedication. Probably not all I ever stuck to, compared to everything else. But
like him with weightlifting,
years.
like John with weightlifting.
Oh, he's got me beat. 22 years in acting.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
When you love something, I wish I would have got started when I was younger. That's my only regret.
But you started what? Like, you were young, right? You did that commercial, right?
But that was ass backwards. Ass backwards. I totally just fell into it. I got stupid lucky with it, but I mean, I'll take it. But
when did you start?
When I signed up with you.
That's right. That's when you actually. That's right.
That was my first class.
A couple years. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a couple years ago. But
obviously you like acting more than teaching, but it's got to be close, right?
Actually, I think I like teaching more.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, when you're an actor, then you have to kind of switch your focus to the business of acting. Nothing wrong with it, but, you have to think very strategically. And, you got to know your market, depending on what city you're in and what kind of work you're getting. Because, a lot of people give me eyebrows, but when I tell the students, being an actor is not that difficult. If you know your market and you know your business, then, you can get a lot of work because most people don't have, that strategy. Or, like with any business, they don't research their business.
Yeah.
They go into the whole, I'm talented.
Yeah.
You're great.
There's a lot of those.
Don't fall back on talent.
That's right. But, it's also, it's show business.
Mm.
You can't be in show business if you ain't got no business to show.
Like it.
And so, the art kind of gets a little bit muffled a little bit. Because again, it's a business. It's like, what's the best way we can make money?
Yeah.
So it's either we hire, a star, or we get a person that can fit this demographic, if you're doing a commercial or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're here to make money. So the art goes into the backseat. But when you're teaching and it's just about the craft and that's it, that to me is the most pure.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has to do with anything. I mean, I guess you said he would prefer acting over teaching, right? That's what you said?
I assumed
acting
most
over
people
teaching.
would, yeah.
And I would agree with you, only because I would feel like, you have more control over acting than you do a curriculum, depending on who you're working for. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're in a school that their curriculum is something you don't necessarily agree with, you almost feel stifled. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost feel like, locked into what they want versus what you would want to teach on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you've run into that situation.
That's the business of teaching, especially, if it's at an academic institution. Yeah, there is not much art, nothing against, these places or whatever, but when you're an actor in this game, like knowing, facts about Shakespeare is great, but can you actually do it? Because it is a physical performance. It's like weightlifting.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's good to know about the muscles, anabolic, and, the twitch muscles and what parts work well, but it's like, great, but can you lift that dumbbell and do your reps and then get results and stick to the lifestyle of, being a weightlifter? Same thing for acting. Most schools, especially the academic level, it's very intellectual. Nothing wrong. Yeah, you definitely know about the history of theater and the playwrights and everything, but at the end of the day, it's training. They're not teaching a lot about the voice or the body or, how to break down a script properly or how to even use certain parts of your brain to be able to access, truthful, organic emotions.
I agree. I agree. There's a lot of information. I've gone to a few different studios here in the city. You pick up things here and there. Tools, basically, I like to call them. You grab you're not gonna agree with every type of work that they want you to do. So like I'm not a big Meisner guy, but I took a class in Meisner and I picked up little things from there. They were more about human behavior. I picked up things from that. I picked up stuff from you, obviously, voice, movement, all that type of stuff that stuck with me. Thinking like commercial mind and TV mind, I picked up at the green room and stuff like that. I think I agree with you in the sense of like you gotta be kind of rounded. A little bit of everything.
Absolutely. You gotta know your business. It's like was the best tool for the project.
I'm a firm believer also in like, studying actors. Like study what they do. They're the ones that, we use as influence, right? Like Arnold would be for John. Yes. Right. So you as a kid, you would watch him bench and the bump and all this stuff and all of that, right? And then there you go. And here, awful. I know you do it way hella better.
No, but I'm not going to.
You will at some point today.
You talk about that documentary he had like way back.
Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron. Yeah.
He does a pretty good imitation of his voice.
I like that one. What's going on? Do you believe how much I'm coming? Like I go here and I'm coming. I go backstage. I'm coming. I'm sexy. I'm coming. This is great. I'm coming. He's got a great personality.
He was just naturally like out there. Yeah.
Yes.
I hate when this conversation goes. I'm gonna stop bringing him up. I'm kidding. Continue. I like this conversation. He's a character, man.
Yeah.
I saw him on.
He's a very smart businessman.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel or one of these a couple days ago or whatever, and like. You can see it in him, like he's got this like personality that like it's kind of enticing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I can tell why people liked him, right? He's energetic or whatever. Like he has it, right? Like he was talking about he's gonna do twins or it's called triplets now or whatever it's called now. With damn it, who's that guy?
Please don't say Kevin Hart.
No.
Don't say Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's gonna be in it. And Morgan. not Freeman.
That'd be kind of odd.
Tracy Morgan? Is it Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan?
Really?
Black guy, kind of chubby.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in it. I think he's gonna be the guy, the third twin, or whatever.
Wonderful.
But again, this is one of those movies that should like not exist. You know what I'm saying? Like it's enough with just
Well, it
the
doesn't
two
yet, right?
or the one.
Does it?
You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with the fucking Matrix. Like it did not need to. We did not need another sequel.
No, we didn't.
Did you watch it?
No. I mean, I saw like 5 minutes of it. I was like,
It's just so
But,
rough to watch.
5 minutes.
It is.
That's it.
It's hard.
Damn.
Dude.
It's
Like it's a really hard movie to watch.
it is.
The fucked up part about it, it's literally almost a scene for scene remake of the first one. Almost. Right? It has its different twist to it, but it's like it's almost a remake and it's remade terribly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucked up. You're gonna make a remake, but you have the movie and you still can't do it right. It's like how I feel with Batman, for example. Right? You have all these Batman movies that have existed, right? And you only got a few that are good, right? The Christian Bale ones are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a bunch of shitty ones, right? And I'm like, wait a minute. How can you get this wrong? You have the fucking material right there.
You said in the cartoons, right?
Yes.
The 90s
Grab
cartoons.
the animated cartoon show, any episode you want, make it into a movie, and it'll be better than that piece of crap Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Why do you say Arnold?
Because
Who else was in there? Who played Batman in that movie?
George Clooney.
Most overrated fucking
Yeah.
whatever.
He's all right. He's all right.
I'm just saying, look wise. I don't know why women flock over him.
He's got that dad vibe, bro.
He's got
that thing.
hug.
Yeah.
He's got that swag
Like
to
I'm
him,
straight,
bro.
but oh my God, is he sexy?
Dude, he's got that.
Wait, are you being sarcastic?
Seriously? No.
He's a
He's a very
good-looking
good-looking
dude.
guy. Absolutely.
What does he have?
Yes,
He's
got
just
that.
like an average looking guy.
No, he has a charm to him,
I'm telling
bro.
you, if I was a girl, I'd rate him like a 4 out of 10.
And you'd
like
still
he's
give
just-
him ass.
I mean, he is rich.
I mean,
He is rich.
Dude, no, he's got a look to him that we all wish we get.
yeah,
when we get to be his age.
look of an average
Absolutely.
fucking man.
He's not an average looking dude.
Oh my god,
You're crazy,
All right.
bro.
Bob Odenkirk is average.
I mean, he was dating Stacy Keibler. He was
Yeah,
married to Stacy
that's
Keibler.
odd.
Why? That's a good looking couple, bro.
Because she is a 10, he is a 4.
You're crazy. You do
And
know
a
that
half,
like
maybe.
90% or like 95% of women would disagree with you.
That's
right
what
now.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but
It's his charisma, his smile, that
He's
salt
got
and
a
pepper hair. that
swag.
people love.
Yeah, he's
That
got a swag to him, bro.
Yeah,
he
his voice.
had
I don't like using that swag word, but he's got swag.
Yeah,
he
he
had
does.
a
He's got a lot of
mullet.
swag.
He had a mullet.
It works for him, bro.
Come on, man. No.
And here's the crazy
No.
part. He has to be what, like 50, 60 almost?
Yeah,
Close to 6.
And he still looks roughly around the same age for the last like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks the same age, which is
Right.
great for him. He's aged beautifully.
Yes, he has.
You know, kind of like J-Lo, but without surgery. You know, she's surgically fixed. You know,
J-Lo's natural.
no, she's not. No, she is not. But whatever, we won't talk about J-Lo right now. So what do you find is something that you see in students that they struggle with that you run into commonly?
Mm.
I think that's the good. I said that right?
Yeah.
I struggled through that, but okay.
Say this. What did Michael struggle with?
Well, my name's Michael. I don't think he even knew me as Michael. I probably did.
Michael?
Well, yeah, that's technically what,
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
what they call me in my family, but sure.
Which is weird because that's my ex's name, and she's Japanese.
Yeah,
I was
she
just
spell
about
it?
to
How
say
does she
that's
spell it?
Maiko.
Yeah, that's
Which
yeah.
is weird because you're not Japanese.
You know
Not
what
even
makes
close.
it makes it more weird is the fact. Hold on, what makes it weird to me is that I'm Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
So the Spanish translation of Michael is Miguel.
Right.
So why in the hell is a Spanish family calling me Michael instead of Miguel, which would be the actual proper way of saying? But nonetheless, at least they spelled it kind of uniquely, I guess. I don't know.
I don't even watch anime.
Yes, I don't. I do not. I'm proud of it. How many times am I going to tell you? I cannot watch shows and movies anymore.
You know
They're
what?
not the same
Change your
anymore.
name.
Can you do
You don't
that?
deserve
Jordan? I
that.
feel like you can, though.
I mean, when it comes to what, anime?
No, just in general. Do you still enjoy watching films? Or is it difficult?
I still enjoy it. I mean, I'm always going to enjoy the older stuff. Some of this new stuff that's out there, I'm like, oh boy. Holy cow!
But I mean, knowing what you know.
How did that get on screen?
Yeah, that happens.
Yes.
That happens a lot,
Yes.
especially with these indie films. We won't talk about that. Knowing what you know about acting and being, in front of the camera and seeing what happens behind the camera, I find it very difficult to get invested in a film nowadays because I'm paying attention to the things I probably shouldn't be paying attention. But again, I'm not the average consumer. So,
correct.
I mean, can you still sit in a theater and enjoy a film?
If they're doing a good job, then yeah.
Or are you looking at performances?
For the most part, I'm looking at performances, but if an actor can, and there's a couple out there when they just kill it.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
See?
There's the goat. There's the goat right there.
Told you.
Gary Oldman. My God.
Told you.
I keep trying to
Talk about average.
Oh wow. Average looking or average actor?
Both.
Oh my God. Get out of here. You're crazy, bro.
That dude's, if I had like a top 5 or whatever, I'm also kind of changing the list. He's definitely up there along with Denzel. Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah, of course.
And who are you gonna say?
Leo.
Yeah, he's definitely getting. Yeah, he's definitely up there. Daniel Day-Lewis. These are, when there's actors like that can, kill it. Then yeah, I'm like, okay, now I'm just, in
and
awe.
You're fully immersed in the movie.
Big time.
Yeah.
But no, it's like watching, when you're a magician and you see another magician doing a really good trick. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, they do a good job. But it's how they do it, like when you do it so fast or when they're so slick, or it's like this maneuver is so difficult, but he did it.
Yeah.
Flawlessly. It's like you give praise to those who are doing the same craft when you realize, like, yeah, I know exactly what he's doing, but the way he did it, that's why Gary Oldman is up there. His speed, you see, what was that movie when he played the historical figure? Why did it escape?
Cheney? No, that's historical.
No.
You're the Gary Oldman fan.
When he played
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, Churchill.
You
didn't even know it was him.
You did not know.
You didn't even know it was him?
No.
Makeup and everything, you wouldn't even know it was him?
No. That's one of those actors that can disappear into a role.
I'm telling you, John, why don't you believe me when I tell you these things?
I do believe you. He was good as Commissioner Gordon.
And I would say that's one of his subpar parts.
Yeah, that doesn't really reflect his skills. That is as good as the film was.
I'm just saying that because that's one of the only movies I've seen with him.
I think Air Force One was big for me.
I don't remember that.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because, as good as Harrison Ford can be, I don't think Harrison Ford did well in that movie, but Gary stole the show. Every scene Gary Oldman is in, he steals the scene. And that's in most of his movies.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where he has a scene where he's not like, wow, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been on screens with really good actors.
Yes, he has.
Really good actors, and he can steal scenes from them as a minor character or a supporting role character. He's not even the main.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only one I would probably say is probably Commissioner Gordon, but then that wasn't really his. That wasn't his type of
side.
Yeah, he was. He's Commissioner Gordon. What does he really? What is he supposed to do? But in every other movie I've seen him in, he steals every goddamn scene. Let's not even talk about Leon the Professional. Like, he was that movie.
Beast. Yeah.
He was that movie. Even with Denzel Washington. With Denzel Washington and fucking
we're not giving any praise to a young Natalie Portman, I guess.
Book of Eli. Even in Book of Eli, he's in a movie with Denzel Washington and Mila Kunis, who's she's whatever. But Denzel's rated one of the top actors right now, right? And when they're on screen together, that's a flip of a coin on who won that scene.
Yeah.
In everything. And I tell you, even the smallest fucking things that Gary Oldman does blows my mind sometimes. Like, I think there's a scene, you'll probably remember it. There's a scene towards the end of the movie when because the movie's all about getting the Bible, right? So he gets the Bible from Denzel's character. He opens it up and he's telling the guy, careful. And then when he opens it, he hits it with his hand. And then the camera has like this like low, close up of him. And he's just dragging it in front of him. And the way he does it, right? The movement that he does for that. Dude, I know that's not big for you. That's huge for me.
He was told to do that by somebody.
Doesn't matter. He delivered. We deliver pizza, right, Loredan? We deliver the pizza. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Master of movement.
Dude is a beast, bro.
Yep.
I hate to break it to you.
Absolutely. He's definitely up there.
But what were we talking about when we went into this tangent?
What mistakes? I think you said.
Oh yeah. Okay. So when you have a student come in, because he mentioned me or whatever.
What did Michael struggle with?
Sure. No, we wouldn't have to go specifically towards me, but what's the one thing you see most of the time with new people that want to act?
I think I got this come just from like the way that I teach, the way I approach acting. It's really a commitment, and it takes a lot of work. Nothing wrong learning the basics. But I think like the way teaching has evolved ever since, the Strasbourg days have ended and Adler and all that stuff, and Uta Hagen. It's become more of a marketing game. Like you're safe. This is a safe space. Like there's no guns here, so of course you're safe.
Well, we can't say that nowadays with the whole Alec Baldwin thing. I mean, we don't know. We don't know anymore.
Alec, my man.
We don't know anymore. Poor guy. We don't know.
Poor guy.
Anyways,
I think because since teaching has gained such popularity, it became more of a business, and they're pulling in like hundreds of students every time. I mean, Second City was the place to go, to learn improv at a much deeper level. But then when it gained popularity, and then they started thinking more business. Now they have like 5,000 students, 6,000 a year, and there's like 20 students in a class, and you're 3 hours or whatever. So you get like 5 minutes. You're not learning anything. So when I come more at a detailed approach, like here's how you do your movement, or here's how you work on your voice, here's how you work like stage aesthetics or whatever. It could be a little bit of a culture shock because they're not used to approaching the craft at this detailed of a level compared to we're gonna do theater games and warm-ups and talk a little bit about scene analysis. I think that's one, just the mind state of you're about to learn something at a much higher level. I think that's one. It's a lot of work. It's constant practice. That's one thing I for better or worse or whatever, that's one thing I definitely get on a student. Did you practice? How did you train? Because that's where your real, learning comes from. Again, it's a performance. It is a physical thing that you're doing, just like exercise or dance or whatever. And, if you work on a couple times a day for like 30 minutes, well, that's not training.
Yeah, no.
Go play basketball. You're gonna practice for hours before you go play. Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
You ever get people that think they're gonna kill it like right off the bat and be in Hollywood within 2 years? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. It's a very.
I was never like that.
Joking.
Kiss my ass.
I was
joking. Never like that.
He was. He was like, I'm a star.
Fuck that. You're full of shit. I can't even do that. I don't have no fucking hair for that.
I guess the hat.
Yeah. Whatever. No, I was not. That's the one thing I never had my mind like that. My mind was, when I started it, my mind was, I really just want to try this to see if I can figure something out. That was really my mindset. He can attest to that. I wasn't really like, I don't know what I was fucking doing.
No, but I assume there's always like,
no, of course,
you're gonna couple out of the bunch that think that they're the shit and they're gonna make it like.
Of course, isn't that the same story that we say about the podcast? Like how many podcast people, they start a podcast and they think they're, in one weekend they're gonna rack up fucking 100,000 followers and blah blah blah, and then they realize that they get one, and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore. This wasn't what I thought it was. The hard part is the grind, as they call it, right? You gotta keep working at it and get better at it, and just like anything else, like you said, it's practice. You gotta practice. Yeah. Talk about practice.
I think like the one main thing, like on a technical level, that I've noticed just overall, it usually comes down to the voice. Because it's a very difficult instrument to master.
Agreed.
So again, they could be, practicing and training, but like when it comes to like the general, what's the most common, I guess, issue? A lot of them comes, the voice. When they try to project or, get emotional or whatever, you hear the tension in their voice or whatever. And they're not, unless they're, they're like singers or if they have vocal training in the past. Most people, especially in America, we're not used to using, outdoor voice, like Europeans or whatever, or, or in Africa where there's the language of celebration. We're used to using indoor voice and transactions.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. You know,
Right, that makes sense.
so we're not used to, you know, emoting and letting out the full power of what your voice can do. You know, so that's definitely one thing where it's like, yeah, you could do. It's good to know, you know, scene analysis because they usually want to jump to character work. You know, I want to perform. You know, I want to show off my emotions. But if your voice is blocked with tension, whether it's physical or emotional, psychological, doesn't matter. Then yeah, you're not going to connect to that, you know, the truth of, you know, your performance or your behavior. That's what we go back to either, you know, Pacino or Oldman or Denzel. You know, listen to their voices.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, tight or whatever. There's that freedom that just comes out. That comes from good training, and they work constantly on their voices. The best actors have a lot of things, but one of the things they have is, you know, their voice.
I wonder if like for me, it was a thing of like confidence, because I was very nervous, you know, and nerves can kill you. I mean, you can use it. I mean, there's a lot of people that use nerves and use it for a good thing, but in my case, no. See, I think with me, it was like you said, I agree with you. I'm like, you know, we all do very, very small talk in America, you know, like you just demonstrated. So like someone like me, I didn't know. You would never know what your range is because you don't ever really do it.
Right.
That'd be hilarious for me. That'd be my downfall for sure.
Showing your range?
I get mad. I show emotion. If I was to go to that class and they said, "Oh, get angry," then my
everything's the same monotone.
I just start to sound like Mickey Mouse when I get mad. And
here's the funny part. I was
get
talking.
The fuck out of here.
I was talking to one of my coworkers, and whenever he doesn't really talk on the radio too much, but when he actually does, I'm like, damn, Jake, like you sound like a man when you talk on the radio, and because when he talks normal, right, it sounds a little different. And I think it's because when we know someone's hearing you, we kind of try not to change our voice or whatever instead of just letting it go. Again, if you look at our first couple podcasts, same deal. We sound very robotic, blah 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 blah. But then as you get comfortable in it, you just go and say, "Fuck it, this is what it is. This is how I sound. I got to use this as much as I can, and not so much, like you said, like not, you know, close myself in."
I mean, that's part of it. I mean, big time. If there is a, you know, anxiety, yeah, your voice is very psychological, and it's probably the most vulnerable thing you have, because it's so, you know, hidden from one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like, you know, you're, you know, naked with the voice, because, you know, you can't, you know, put clothes on it. Jewelry or whatever. It's the most probably the most vulnerable thing you have, and the way to prove that is, you know, go in front of a bunch of people and try talking, and then, you know, you'll feel that you know, that nervousness
that would not work out too well.
And so yeah, that's part of it, you know, letting go of the mental anxiety, but also, you know, again, having that that strategy, you know, knowing how the voice works, how this instrument can be operated. So, you know, understanding breathing, the basic techniques of just, you know, vocal development. Confidence, I think, is very common. I think, I don't know if it's been social conditioning or whatever, but it's interesting you say that, because that's one thing I notice a lot of students talk about. I feel more confident. I'm getting more confident. And I'm like, fuck confidence. In all honesty, because confidence can be faked. You know, are you competent? You know,
there is
your
a
training
difference.
will give you that natural sense of confidence. You know, because you're skilled. You know, confidence is like an ego boost. You know, it's not permanent, and that's one thing I kind of try to shift. That should not be the goal. Like, I want to be confident. You're a human being. You know, it's okay to be the whole part of you, whether you're insecure. You know, we talked about this, a couple days ago. I think insecurities are a good thing for the actor, even for an artist.
I agree. Because you can use that.
Yeah. And I think it pushes you more. You know, if you're saying,
I think when we talk about confidence, I think for me it's more of the feeling of being able to let go and not be in your own head, if that makes any sense. You know, like for me, whenever I've done something major or whatever, like that first take is my killer. Right? My first take is like, I'm nervous as shit, blah, blah, blah. We run through it, because most of the time that's not going to be the take that goes anyways, or you do a couple rehearsals, whatever. with the actors or whatever. After that first one, it's like, okay, I got this. Like, it's almost that reassuring phase. Cause like, you know, you're so worried. Did I memorize this? Did I memorize this? Did I want to do this? I got to make sure I don't bump into the camera, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Then you do it once and you're like, I got this. You know, I think with me, it's more like that type of confidence where like, okay, I can relax. I don't have to put so much fucking pressure on myself. I could just do my job. I can just act. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I mean by confidence. Not so much like, oh, I can do this shit. It's more like, all right, I'm good. You know, I'm in here. I deserve to be here. You know, that's more my confidence of what I'm talking about.
As
damn, John, you're so rookie today, huh?
I don't know what's
phone rings, bumping into the fucking
on.
Table. Let me not bump into mine real quick. Okay, go ahead.
like as an actor or student or
I'm. You talk about what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm talking about me as an actor.
Okay.
As an actor, in myself. You know, I think that's one of the things I struggled with. I mean, again, you would know because you saw me perform the first couple times I ever tried to do anything. I couldn't control my nerves. You know, and it's like I really didn't, and it sucks because we were doing, you know, more stage stuff, and you know, we had one take. The one that counted as like the first take. You know, then we, you know, adjusted and did it more. But like, I put so much pressure on myself to try to fucking nail that first time I did something that literally, like, if I was behind the door on stage, I'm just,
which is not a bad
crazy
thing. I mean, you're not alone. I mean, even some of the best actors, like you know, Laurence Olivier, before he would do any, you know, theater show, he would throw up.
Snort some coke. Probably.
Who knows? But you know, he would be so nervous, he would throw up. You know, Sam Pavarotti.
I heard that about Gary too. When he did a couple stage things, he was nervous as fuck.
You know, and it's okay. You know, I think there's when it comes to, you know, the whole confidence thing, you know, how to change perspective. Like, for one, you are in a business where the audience wants you to kill it. Like, you are here to be praised. That's why the stage is above. You know, it's higher than the audience. They're looking up to you, and they want you to do a good job. You know, the audience is like, let them be insecure. You know, they want you to, it's a very
human,
strange job.
It's a human feeling too.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what we're trying to portray on screen or on stage as humans?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And if the goal is like, okay, I want to impress these strangers, then you've already lost a room. You know, it's like, you don't have to, like, one great tip I got when I was studying improv, it's like, the audience is there to laugh. You don't have to try to make them laugh. They're good. They're ready to laugh. They're in that laugh state. You know, but if you try to be funny, they're like,
I see it. I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I can see that.
Yeah, they got their beer or whatever. They got their girlfriends, whatever. They're ready to laugh. So the comedian does not need to work that hard, you know, to give themselves that pressure of, oh God, I got to be funny.
Oh, because they're already in that position.
Like,
I got it.
Same thing for actors. They're ready with their tissues. You know, yes, take me away. And it doesn't take much for the actor to do that. But if the actor is coming from that place of, oh God, I hope I do a good job. Yeah, when you make the other person more important than you, you've already lost. Compared to, what you say, you know what? I could care less if they like me or don't like me. I could care less.
Yeah, I like that mentality.
And that is
do what I do.
You know, more attractive. Again, it's a human experience. It's you, the craft, and the audience who is watching you. And just the way, like, you know, social behavior works, whether you're on a date, and I use this example a lot, like if you go on a date and you're trying to impress the other person, it's like, dude, chill. You know, I'm just trying to eat my salad here. Because like, so what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing for fun? You know, you give that other person that pressure of, you know, I'm not responsible for your happiness.
Yeah.
You know, if I say yes to you or no to you. But if you're the guy that goes, oh my God, look at his chicken, or my God, you know, where you don't care about what the person thinks, doesn't mean you got to be a jerk, but it's like, my validation is not dependent on you. It makes the other person just completely, you know, confidence is given. You know, it's like if someone says, I'm really confident. Okay. But when you don't care what the other person says, then it's the other person that says, you know, he's confident. One example I use is like when a person is doing stand-up. You know, if he says one funny joke, then, you know, the joke is to praise. Oh, that was funny. But if he says a series of jokes, then he's funny.
Oh yeah.
The material no longer gets the praise. So yeah, confidence is given by the other person, not by somebody saying, I'm confident. Not that that's what you're saying.
No, that makes sense. I got it. That makes sense.
But letting go, absolutely. Because, whether you like it or not, that pressure is going to be there no matter what. The anxiety will be there. The adrenaline will be there. Because, you're going in front of a bunch of strangers.
You ever use those beta blockers? Isn't that supposed to help you out?
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Go ahead. Yeah. What is that?
Beta blockers? They I don't know what it is exactly, but it like musicians do it. Like fucking, it takes away your nerves, and you just
so it's like a drug or something.
Yeah, it slows down your heart rate.
Is that what that does?
Yeah, like if someone's coming in and they're having like too much adrenaline, they'll give the patient beta blockers.
Oh, hey, I could totally see that because I do feel like it's like one of those like adrenaline rush things. But again, I've gotten more comfortable doing it, because again, everything kind of over time, it's like basketball, right? So like, I don't get nervous playing in front of fucking strangers. It doesn't bother me because I've done it before. Yeah. Like same thing with auditions. I mean, obviously, John, you've seen how we've gotten. I still can't say the tension, but still, that's not the point. The point is like, memorizing something has changed, has gotten better over time. Performances get better over time. Making decisions gets better over time. All of that gets better over time. Same thing, again, podcast. We've gotten better over time. Yeah. It's just the nature of that.
That's what's going to help with your confidence. What you just said, it's the, what they do in therapy, the whole exposure therapy. If you have a phobia, then they say, all right, we're going to expose you to this little phobia. Like if you're afraid of a tarantula or whatever, okay, we're going to show you a little bug. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's that feel? Well, it's like at a 4. Okay, here's a snake. How's that feel? Yeah, the more you are exposed to a stimuli, the less intense that stimuli becomes.
Like any drug, like a drug. If you take a drug, you fucking snort cocaine. It's only gonna get you high for so long until your body gets so adapted to it, and then you're gonna be something stronger or whatever, or vice versa. So I mean, I get it. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Just keep expose yourself to it, and then it's like going into your backyard. Because I mean, it is what it is, but all these, different ideas of how to relax or whatever, do breathing, meditate, do yoga, or
drugs,
play with your balls, whatever, drugs, sure,
scratch your balls,
whatever works,
whatever works.
Beta blockers, man.
Beta blockers. But one of the best ways, just keep going out there. It's the same thing. Like if you want to get over, social anxiety, it's like, well, get out the house and start talking to strangers. Yeah. As frightening as that becomes,
that helped you, right? You were very antisocial. Now he's the life of a party.
Antisocial, but yeah. Well, maybe I kind of was.
Screw you. It has helped you. I've known you my entire life. You have always been very to yourself. Unless someone talks to you, you don't talk.
Yeah, I was a fucking recluse.
Now he's a little more
crab.
He's a little more comfortable bringing up topics, talking, because he also talks to a bunch of strangers that he doesn't know now. So it has helped him become more life of the party. I
don't know about all that, but yeah, something to that effect.
You're a little more free now.
Yeah,
a little more free with the verbiage there.
You know what it is? I'm holding my balls right now.
There you go.
The beta blockers.
Yeah.
The beta blockers. So before he asks again, what would you say I struggled the most with? If you can remember that far back. It's been a couple years.
My God, yeah, it has.
I'm pretty sure he wants a good laugh over there.
Shakespearean things. I'm assuming.
You were going back.
We did Tennessee Williams. That was like the first thing I did.
Yep, Tom.
I did Tom on the Glass Menagerie.
Yeah.
I mean, one of your natural strong points was your creativity. You made very strong choices that I haven't seen in a while, compared to when most students do that opening monologue. It's okay, but they do a very general performance. I'm like, okay, let's break it down. Let's work on this moment or that moment or whatever. And you weren't afraid to explore and try ideas. So I don't think I think your strongest points were using your creative mind and saying, okay, I'm going to create something. And then, if it works, great. If not, then, let's tweak it. I think just on a technical level, and again, this is with a lot of actors, probably the voice. Especially like if we have to, get emotional or yell, then that tension, sneaks in.
He gets kind of froggy. Yeah.
You know what it is? Again, and I think it was a comfort thing at the time, right? Because like I'm comfortable. This is my normal everyday voice, right? But then when I would go do something, all of a sudden it goes down here, and I got to be more manly, and I got to keep it down here and sound like Batman or whatever, And I think I wasn't really, because the thing is, I feel like a lot of stuff that I would do or I do now, right? Like let's say if I audition for Gangbanger, like I normally do, right? Like Gangbangers don't sound like me. Like I'm up here. I mean, I'm not super high, but I'm in the middle, and my voice is kind of like childish still. Like I don't have like I wish I had a voice like fucking Enrique had last week, or who was it that he could do voiceover? God, I forgot his name. Oh my god.
Sorry if you're gonna be watching.
I'm sorry. I will find his name in a second. He has that voice. Like Morgan Freeman has that voice. You know what I'm saying? He got that voice. Me, I'm like, I don't know where I fit. Because again, like what I look like doesn't necessarily fit my voice. It's like, again, John, you have to ask him to be a gangbanger, but his voice doesn't work. Like it's weird. So like I think I've always tried to find where I can use my voice and how I can kind of play with it.
Sure.
But again, I'm still exploring where my range is. I'm either really deep or I'm in the middle.
Right.
It's like I don't have any scale in between there.
So what I'm hearing from you is that his voice sucks.
Yes.
is that
probably?
Yeah.
No, it didn't suck. Again, it's a very common, technical issue of, knowing how to use this instrument.
I mean,
I remember, the big one. And I remember we kind of went at it back and forth. Comedy.
Oh, I hate comedy.
Because I can't do Starbuck. I'm not a funny guy. I'm not funny. But you are funny.
Shit.
No.
I mean, I'm funny joke funny.
Yes.
I'm funny joke funny. I'm not funny actually acting funny. I can't. I mean, maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I haven't discovered it yet. But I don't know. Yes. I don't know. And it's one of those weird ones. I will agree with that. Was the one really role that I'm like, fucking comedies.
Yes.
Fucking comedies.
That was one place I was trying to push him. He goes, but I'm more of a, I'm deeper, I'll play deeper, dark characters. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. But
serious.
Let's see if you can do,
I'm Batman.
Comedy. I'm Batman. I'm not wearing hockey pants. Big dog.
No, I'm that's kind of how, I mean, again, maybe I am. Maybe I should explore into that a little bit more. That's what I felt like I always struggle with. The creative part, I've always been kind of that type of dude.
Definitely,
like I kind of, like even with auditions, like I've said it before, like, I'm, you get sides or whatever. There's no information. You get your little part, a line before, a line after, whatever. You don't really know what's going on. So like, I mean, I make it up. Because I need something, and I agree with you when I did Tom, and I'm kind of proud of what I did when I did Tom, only because like after that, when I saw people do Tom, it was more of, all right, I'm gonna walk back and forth and put my hand in my pocket and just say the monologue. I wanted it to be kind of a scene.
Yeah, no, you added details.
I put a lot of, and John, when I tell you I went pretty detailed on this one, I went pretty detailed. I think I told you.
I feel like I kind of remember
that I had the sofa flipped over because the story was that I was remembering stuff or whatever. So like I flipped the sofa over. I had little things for each of the characters that I would interact with to when I got to the point of talking about them. I even triggered a music part because there was a part in the script that had everything kind of went along with music, and I had a friend trigger music and the whole 9 yards, and like I really put a lot of fucking mind into this, and when he told me it sucked right after, I was totally bummed out.
I never said it sucked.
I'm kidding.
I said it was terrible.
All that fucking work for nothing. No, but that one was one of those where I was like, man, you know what? I kind of I need something to play with, because standing in front of an audience is kind of like, I mean, I took it as, am I acting or am I saying a speech? I didn't want to say a speech.
Right.
I wanted to make it feel like I was actually, in that environment or whatever. So,
and I remember when you did that, in my mind, I was like, this guy's going to gravitate towards directing, because he has a director's mind.
Crazy enough, right?
Yeah. Creating, okay, I want this here, I want that, because it's very visual, the way you work. Okay, I want that there. Okay, I'm going to go here. And again, for when you first started, I was like, that is very impressive that you're able to operate at that level. Now let's get a little bit deeper. What tools, what objects or tools can you use, on the inside of yourself? Because, that's one way of kind of, protecting the whole being vulnerable is, okay, I'm going to play with objects and everything, because it's safe, which is, again, it's nothing wrong. It's very creative. But now can you do that same thing, inward? Can you use certain experiences or your voice even, to then create, the emotion. I think that's just, getting deeper and deeper into the craft.
Yeah. And I think one that, remember when we were taking those other classes and I did that one monologue where I was like in a mental institution. Remember that? We were at that children's, not at studio.
I remember. Yeah, we did the. Yeah. I remember that.
Like that one was probably the opposite. Well, it's like the opposite because there wasn't much to interact with.
Right.
It was more like me and like trying to get my intensity with whoever I picked in the crowd that I was looking at or whatever. Trying to get them to feel something. So I mean, it was a little bit of a, but I really liked that one. I loved it because it was more of a internal thing than it was external, because it like you said, it's easy to get to use something to help you demonstrate what you're trying to do, but when you have nothing, it's different. Same thing with, like, let's say what's the Joker you like, Joaquin Phoenix, like the scene the scene in the beginning.
There's no good actor right there.
The scene in the beginning when he's talking to the therapist, every little fucking thing he does is impactful. I don't know if you noticed that. You probably don't notice those things, but like, dude, when even the fact that the cigarette has so much ash that he didn't kick, and I think it fell at one point, and like that was off script, and he like wiped it off or some shit. I'm like, that was amazing, and it's just he's not doing much. It's almost like what Michael Caine says, like, you're not doing anything. You're just there. But the camera sees everything, and they're looking inside. It looks inside. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. It's crazy because I kind of fell in love with this shit.
Yes, I remember when you were doing that monologue. The thing we were working on with you was the power of concentration. When the actor can concentrate, then the audience will concentrate. It's a natural phenomenon. Like whenever you're focusing on something, it makes the other person focus on it too. And for the actor, when you concentrate on something and it's of interest, immediately you can go internal and, create deeper moments. Like, with Joaquin when he had that cigarette, it's just everything. You watch his eyes, they barely move. There's a technique. One of the best examples I've seen that I like to use a lot is in Pulp Fiction with Bruce Willis. You ever seen a movie with them?
I have not.
I've seen so many little parts of that movie. Like I've never actually sat down to watch it.
It's where he's talking to, that feeling, Butch? It's pride, fucking with you. Fuck pride. And Bruce Willis just, staring at him. And he doesn't blink for like a minute straight. And then you can tell like it's starting to get a little bit, it's like, come on, Quentin, y'all cut already. Oh my God. But he doesn't blink, and it's such a powerful scene. You see the back of the dude's head. And he's trying to tell Bruce Willis' character, take a dive for the next boxing match. Well, that's pride, fucking with you. Fuck pride. And you see Bruce just, again, the power of concentration.
It's almost like what they say about the off actor. Like sometimes the off actor is his what he's displaying without saying words is more powerful than what you're saying with words. Like the reaction that the off actor gives you sometimes is what really drives the scene.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense.
And if you want to go internal, one of the tools to use, concentrate, focus. If you're seeing Breaking Bad, another great example, when you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
No.
Oh my God.
TV shows.
I know.
TV shows are not really my thing.
On, man.
Didn't I just say that I have a hard time watching TV shows? I watch it, but
that was before you started acting, though. Breaking Bad's been out forever.
Continue the conversation.
Have you?
Stop focusing on
I don't want to talk about.
What have you watched?
Friends.
Batman the animated TV show.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
But you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
No.
You want to talk shit about me?
I apologize. You know what it is? People tell me this show's good, and then I just don't watch it. I want to be able to discover a show. I don't want people to tell me about a show.
I'm the same way.
I could see that.
I am the same way.
So,
But
like nobody talked about Dope Sick, and I watched it. And I thought it was pretty good. Did you watch Dope Sick?
I never heard
with
of
Michael Keaton and Rosario Dawson. It's on
movie
Hulu.
or-
It's on Hulu.
No.
It's on Hulu.
I see. No.
I mean, it's nothing amazing. It's about the whole fucking thing that happened with OxyContin. Remember the dilemma with OxyContin?
Yeah.
Like in the 90s
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So the whole show's about, the drug and how it came out and blah, 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 and how they were doubling the dose on everybody or whatever. And then Michael Keaton's character is a doctor, a local doctor in a small town. And the people that were selling OxyContin were going to these local doctors and basically trying to push them into prescribing OxyContin or whatever. And then he ends up giving it to a patient to try it out or whatever. Again, she would come back and say, oh, it wore off and whatever. And, double the dose until one day he tries it himself and he gets hooked on it and he goes through this struggle to try to get off or whatever. I don't want to say it's the great. It's not a great show. I liked it because I like the cinematography on it. Again, this is what I look at and it's weird. I like Michael Keaton.
Big time.
He's pretty cool in everything he does.
Yeah.
Most of the things he does, I don't think I've ever seen him in a really bad movie or TV show. I don't think.
No, he's fantastic.
But yeah. I mean, I look at the wrong things when I'm looking at a TV show or anything for that matter. I look at the acting performances. I look at camera angles.
What's that the wrong thing? I mean, that's what you should be doing if you're in this business.
I know, but people talk about like my boss. My boss is he's a huge Marvel, DC superhero fan, and we talk about these movies. And I remember like he was real big on me not telling him anything about the Spider-Man movie when it was coming out, right? Because he didn't watch the trailers, nothing. I didn't say anything, and then I saw it before he did, and I think he asked me how was it, and I was like, eh. He's like, you're playing with me, right? And I think he thought I was underselling, but it was good, but I didn't want to say, holy shit, it was really great because I didn't really feel that way. But again, I'm looking at the wrong things. I had to watch it like 3 times for me to finally say, yeah, it's really good. Like the first couple of times I'm like, oh, that was a good shot. I remember telling my sister like, hey, that was a great camera angle that they got Tom Holland in right there. That was great. And I'm like,
Well, that's not the wrong thing. That's a good thing.
I just can't get lost in movies anymore. Like in stories, I get lost in their performances.
Sad.
And the cinematography or whatever. Like, again, if you talk about like this movie, for example, like the cinematography in this movie, great. What's the other one that Christopher Nolan did with Tom Hardy? The one about when the world spins around with the
spins around.
Nah, that like
Inception. Yeah.
That was shot really well too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many movies that have great cinematography. I'm like, God, that's awesome.
Cinematography. That movie had everything. The story, the idea, the whole.
You got to remember what
amazing.
I'm looking at. Okay, I'm looking at it in the sense of the story doesn't mean much to me anymore because I know what entails in a script. I've had scripts, like actual scripts. So it's like I know when I'm watching a movie, they're just words on a page. You get what I'm saying? So I look at everything else. I look at every technicality that they have. So like performances, lighting, whatever, camera angles,
that was
all
pretty
of
flawless, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really freaking good.
Eventually, you will start to appreciate, the story, architecture of a story, especially like if it's really strong. Like, cause again, like you said, like when you start reading a script, you get the idea of the story and everything.
Like I can see where it says fade out in a film, which is weird. It's weird. Like I know, like I'm watching the film, and then it goes black. I'm like, well, there's where it said fade out. Yeah, fade to black.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
Cut to.
Yeah, like this is why I like reading now more because reading kind of forces your mind to get lost in it because you have to create all of it. It's not like a movie. Movies, everything's given for you. You got all the characters, the actors, blah blah. Everything is given to you. There's no, I mean, not that there's any creativity in it, but like there's less creativity when you're watching a movie as compared to reading a book. You read a book to me stimulates me now more than it ever did when I was a kid because like it's different. Like I gotta create this shit. you know, and I find it fun. I don't know.
Question: Do you like do you get enthralled with like physical comedy as well? Like people that fucking have you ever seen Pure Luck with Martin Short?
No, but that dude's fantastic.
Huh?
No, I haven't seen it, but I love Martin Short though.
Yeah, the physical comedy in that movie with him and Danny Glover, it's so fucking. He's so good.
Yes, he is.
His facial.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But isn't that the same concept of like say Jim Carrey, for example? Like Jim Carrey's physically funny. He's always been though. Even when he was like in SNL, he was always doing that crazy shit with his body, blah 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 blah. Like he just had this physicality. Or the other guy.
You just gotta watch the movie and see his like facial expressions. Like he's fucking hilarious.
Like who's the guy? The Chris Farley, the one that died. Big fat guy.
Yeah.
He's like all he was physical comedy. I mean, what he was actually saying. I mean, if you say it, I say it, it's not necessarily that funny. It was all physical. Like he was literally all physical comedy.
Yeah. But you got to watch this movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's different levels of, when it comes to, physical comedy, especially if, if you've done theater and everything. So yeah, I definitely agree with you with Martin Short. The dude is brilliant, especially when he does Jiminy Click. I don't know if you've ever seen
Jiminy Click. Yeah. I used to watch that show, but
dude is nasty. But it's, knowing how to use your body, it goes back all the way to, Charlie Chaplin days, and Buster Keaton, they knew how to use their bodies very specifically, almost like that of a gymnast. And then, there's different levels. Like Chris Farley was funny, but it was at a very stereotypical level of funny.
Like a fat guy funny.
Oh, the fat guy fell and broke the chair.
Yeah.
It all worked perfectly for him.
But he couldn't create movements like the way, Martin Short could do, or like, Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin. Same with Jim Carrey. One of the masters of comedy, no doubt about it. Knowing how to use his body and his face, being flexible, especially when he was on, In Living Color,
and his voice, because he was really good at like doing like dramatic changes with his voice, which is really cool for me.
Oh my god! So, it's just this one scene that gets me all the time. So,
where
Pure Luck, that movie.
Okay.
So he plays a guy who has really bad luck. A girl, I'm not gonna fucking go through the whole thing, but so to test it out, Danny Glover grabs like 2 or 3 pair salt shakers, and he unscrews one of them so it's loose, and he just so happens to pick that one, and he pours it on the eggs, and his eggs are fucking full of salt, but he fucking eats it anyway, so he's cutting up his fucking eggs, and then he takes a bite, and the fucking face he makes eating that salty ass egg was probably one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my life, man. You gotta watch the movie. The whole thing's fucking, it's gonna crack you up.
I don't know. I mean, again, I think there's different levels to it. I agree. Like, I mean, funny.
Oh, he's on top. Him and Jim Carrey, I'd say.
Definitely
the 2 best.
Yeah. Him, Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy.
Did you see Jim Carrey? You
Kramer
saw
on a
Michael Richards. Yeah.
Did you see Jim Carrey in the Super Bowl commercial where he played the cable guy again?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
watch. I swear there's gonna be a remake of that movie or a sequel.
Oh God, I hope not.
I just need to stop. Even when he does this new stuff, like when he was
that movie wasn't even that good.
You didn't like it?
Cable Guy.
It didn't do well. Like at all.
A lot of his movies, a lot of Jim Carrey's movies didn't sell well, but they're like classics. They're like blockbuster movies.
Cable Guy wasn't a classic.
It's a blockbuster movie though. Those are those movies that you don't necessarily run to see at the theater. You rent them. Well, back in the day, for kids who don't know, we used to go to these
blockbuster.
We used to go to these stores, these brick and mortar stores that were called Blockbusters, Hi-Fi Video, Hollywood Video, or what else? Another one? Those are the ones I remember.
Yeah.
And you would go and you would rent a movie and have to bring it.
Hopefully, if it was there on a Friday night, you didn't know if it was there.
If it was a movie from the middle, you can keep it for like 5 days. If it was on the outside rim,
if it
was a hot title, you had to bring it back the next day or some shit. And make sure you rewind that shit.
Rewound.
Yeah.
$5 fucking
fine for that fucking shit.
Jesus.
He did take a little bit of a risk. Yeah, it didn't do that well in the box office because it was more of a darker comedy.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller wrote it, and
just like his movie 23, it didn't.
That movie sucked.
Yeah.
I will say, I will give him credit because that was not his not his cup of tea. Like, it was different.
Cable Guy? Yeah.
No. Number 23.
Kind of both of them. Yeah.
But the Cable Guy was a comedy.
Was
a comedy. 23 was a serious film.
Yes.
It wasn't great, but I liked it just because it showed me a little more of what he can do. I'm not saying he's amazing. I think he should stick to comedy.
Yes.
But like, it had glimpses of what he might be able to do. But again, he was so good at what he did.
Had he started in that genre, maybe it would have worked out for him. But
his bread and butter. Why get out of like? It's like if you're like Michael Jordan. You're great at basketball. Why the fuck did you go play baseball?
Because he was great at that too.
No, he was not.
No, he was not.
He was fucking garbage. He didn't even make a team. He was in the AAA for the fucking White Sox. As far as he got.
I remember I saw the movie 23 in the theaters. I was
oh, you paid for that?
Yes. I was dating this girl and everything. I was like, okay, well, let's see what he can do. And I was like, oh god, it's terrible. And there's one scene where he stabs a girl or whatever, and he lunges at her. But the way he did it, because it was so Jim Carrey-esque, I started laughing. And nobody else in the audience was laughing. Yeah. My girl was like, that's disgusting. What kind of, like, it's fun. Because when, I was like, dude, stop.
All of a sudden, he turned into Ace Ventura.
Seriously, I was like, why is Ace Ventura chopping up this girl? And I was like I don't find the scene funny. Like, I'm not going to laugh at violence, but it's the way he did it.
What other serious movie is he in?
He tried doing Truman Show.
That was even okay. Then that was kind of a comedy too. I mean, it wasn't a laugh.
I think that was the only like truly like fucking serious.
The biggest praise he got was when he did Eternal Sunshine, The Spotless Mind, because he had a good director and also a great co-star.
Okay.
Again, it's okay, but again, if it comes down to training, like unless you're trying to do both, again, I'll give it to him. This he knows how to do comedy. Like he knows how to do impressions. Like he has studied the craft of comedy. He has studied the greats, from Jerry Lewis and everybody else before him. But now you're trying to do, drama and bring out your darker parts. Well, you need training. I mean,
good point.
Very few people that can do both. The top is, Robin Williams.
Oh,
he was so trained.
Yes.
He went to Juilliard. This guy got trained.
Yeah.
He could do both very well, convincingly.
He was another one that, like, when you saw him on screen, like, you saw this, like, sense of, like, freedom. In everything that he did. Like, I mean, the first thing that pops in my head, obviously, is like Jumanji, right? Because I saw like Jumanji. Like, in all those scenes, and mind you, think about it like this. How many takes must those movies take, right? Every single scene he's in is just like this freedom, this feel. Like, it's like you can feel that he's just doing what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And that, again, that's one of those things where, like, I want to get to that point. Where like, I could just, they say action. Okay, cool, let's go. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, that takes practice. It takes time.
Yeah. And he had training. He knew how to use his voice.
Hell yeah.
At an expert level. He knew, how to do drama. And this guy's a trained actor. I got nothing against Jim Carrey.
Two different leagues.
Yes. If you want to do drama, go for it. But
does Arnold have training in acting?
I mean, he was the Terminator.
He studied with Udo Hagen.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
He didn't pick up much, did he?
Malone.
He has this one scene that I always watch and I always crack up because he killed it. Even though I think
now I know why you cry, but it's a feeling.
I think he was trying to do like I don't think he was trying to be funny, but it was Last Action Hero. If you're seeing a movie, where
which one is that one?
Last Action
Hero. It's a newer one, isn't it?
No,
it was
an older one.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking the one with him and Stallone? What's that called? The one that they're like in a prison. That's recent. That's super recent. But like,
Stallone.
Yes, they have a movie together.
The Expendables?
No. Okay, go continue.
Yeah, it wasn't
continue,
it. No.
Continue.
It's this little kid who goes to the movie theater and he has like this magic ticket, and then Schwarzenegger's character comes, to life out of the theater. And then
maybe I have seen that.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
And they're going around all these houses and everything. And he goes, the kid's like, "That's the house. The bad guys are in there." He goes, "Maybe I should give you this." Gives him his badge. He goes, "I don't think I've earned it yet." He goes, "You don't understand. You've solved, you've done all this detective work, all these years of studying. And all I gotta do is drive around and point to a house and say the bad guys aren't there." And when he did that, I think he was trying to actually be like dramatic.
Oh, and it did. Yeah, it did.
That movie
translate.
came out in
93. It's older.
I mean, he killed it in Kindergarten
Cop. The movie's
Cop.
called Escape Plan. With it's the one with Stallone. It came out in 2000.
God, never even heard of that.
Never heard of it. No.
Yeah, I heard it sucked.
Jesus.
I mean, there isn't much understanding going on in between those two characters. I mean, it's just like a bunch of mumbling between both of them. Yeah, like, remember when they made fun of them on fucking Family Guy and they're in the boat together?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Like, what?
He killed it in Kindergarten Cop, though.
That's funny.
Give him that.
Yeah.
Loved him in that.
And again, he gets really upset when I compare him to like The Rock. They're the same fucking guys. They're the same thing to me. The only difference between them is one speaks better English. That's it. They both have similar.
The originator.
Sure, but they both have very similar careers too. Besides, obviously, they did something different outside of acting, but they both ended up in really small roles. Like in what was his first one? The one in New York.
Hercules in New York.
Is that what it's called?
Like
Isn't
that?
it The Barbarian?
Something like
Conan?
that.
It was Conan, but he did that. But then he did another. No, maybe you're right. Maybe it was like Hercules in New York or whatever. Where like he didn't really talk. He just had you used him because he was a specimen. And what did The Rock do? What was his first thing? The whole Scorpion King thing. He had one little scene in the beginning of the film.
CG was awful.
It was horrible. Oh my god, that was like the worst CG ever. And then they gave him his solo thing, and then he started, building up a resume as you call it. He didn't have a big. The Rock hasn't had what Arnold had, which is the Terminator. He doesn't have a role that he's known for specifically. You know, like you think of Arnold, the first thing that pops in is Arnold Terminator. The Rock doesn't have that. But everything else, they're very similar. They both do little corny kid movies. They've done some action movies. That's what it is. They're the same. They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except one talks English. The other one talks gibberish.
Come on.
I don't
give
have
more credit than that.
I just did.
Stop.
The only scene I liked was the one I just told you when he's talking to John Connor before he terminates himself. I don't know why you cry, but it's something I can never do. That's it.
Probably Terminator's from Cuba.
Scarface.
I mean,
it's okay, you can cry.
He freaking he got with that Mexican chick. He had a kid with her. Yeah, the housemaid. Was that what happened?
Yeah,
with the housemaid, right?
Fair, yeah.
I think the best acting Arnold has ever had to do is acting like that kid wasn't his.
Dude, and that kid.
Come on, Maria. He doesn't even look like me. Okay, he looks exactly like me, Maria. That's not the point.
Lord, did you happen to see the
it's
fucking?
Not a tumor.
Did you happen to see his son, the kid that he's talking about that he does the Terminator thing? So he basically did a shot-for-shot remake of the exit from the bar in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And
that's his kid. You can't deny it.
You can't deny it. Like, I mean, literally, if he was denying it, that totally just destroyed it all. But like, he did it very well. I mean, I'm not saying he wants to be an actor or anything, but I'm like, this is what when I say some movies shouldn't exist. Can we stop making fucking Terminator movies? And if we are, can we stop using Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because he's too old. I will not believe that. I don't care what kind of exoskeleton he has underneath. He's old. Use his fucking son. It looks the same. It's the same shit. The same shit.
Isn't as big as he is.
Yeah, he's not as big. But yeah, I mean, Arnold's a once in a lifetime kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's really taken, like, who else in the weightlifting world that you know of was as iconic as he is. And I think it sucks because, I mean, it's kind of unfair because he became a movie star.
Ty Green. But he's iconic. He doesn't act, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's kind of unfair to
well, you got Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno, I was going to say.
And then you got...
is he still alive?
Steve Reeves.
Lou Ferrigno's still alive? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wasn't he doing the Hulk's voice in the movies? In the newer movies? Like when he's actually the Hulk? I feel like he was doing it. If I'm not mistaken. Anyways.
No, I don't think
nonetheless. Anything else that you can think of? Might want to talk about. Besides Arnold and the war.
And acting.
I just wanted to bring up one more guy who can do comedy and serious shit. Tom Hanks.
Great actor.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very agreed.
He
has a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, even his again, this is a kid movie, but if you watch Toy Story, and I was just watching Toy Story the other day, the way he can deliver everything is amazingly impressive. And he's not even on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not even there. And have you ever seen the behind the scenes of that? Like how they do it? So like they have him and he's saying like he'll say like where's my hat? But they have him say it like 50 different ways in one sitting or whatever.
It's gotta be a pain in the ass.
Good money though.
Yes, it is.
Shit, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You want me to say, well, get in the chopper, whatever? I'll say it a million times.
Boy, yours is just so bad.
Is it just as bad?
It's got to be the worst I've ever heard.
It can't be any worse than your Macho Man.
I love that dude.
No.
Your Macho Man's pretty bad.
Macho Man is pretty fucking good.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it is.
Loredan, do you want to hear his Macho Man?
I'm not going to do it. You can see it on TikTok.
That was one thing I used to tell.
TikTok.
Come on, man. You got to see what happened to growing confidence here. Come on.
That was one thing I used to tell students in the beginning when they would yell, and they get very, tense or throaty. I was like, this is normal, but actors, like when we try to yell, for some reason we turn to Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah.
Go, yeah, brother, WWW. Because we get all throaty. It's going down the arena. So it's like you got to relax the voice. We get all tight.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know.
That would have been my downfall if I went to
the
acting
voice
class. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
I mean, have you ever thought about acting or
no? Hell no.
See,
no interest whatsoever.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's okay. That's fair.
I can't do it.
Wow. I didn't think I could do it either. I don't even want to say what I've done actually doing it, but sure, I've been paid, so okay, I guess.
I guess you have.
Everybody can.
Yeah.
Like when people, because I hear that response, like I can't do it. Like, what is it exactly? Like you can't do?
I don't think it's not that I can't do it physically. It's just I don't know. It's just,
put it like this. What do you think? Because you see me audition. What do you think of what I do? What can't you do? Besides probably doing it better.
I mean, I can talk.
Hello. What do you think we're doing?
I guess that's half of it. That's half the battle, I guess.
Yes.
Conveying realistic emotion.
Do you think I convey realistic emotion?
More than I can. That's for sure.
Not saying much, but okay. Thank you for the compliment, I guess.
I mean,
you can. I mean, it's a craft. To kind of get back all the way to your first question, it's getting a student to believe like this is a learnable approach. It's not based off of talent, or some people just got it or don't. Like, no, this is an actual craft where it's like magic. Again, like you can learn how to do magic.
Yeah, I mean, again, the same thing with sports. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do believe that there are special people. There are Michael Jordans out there,
Big
right?
time.
And they're unique, right? Gary Oldman's unique.
That's athleticism. You still got to practice.
But you still have to have, correct. But they have a natural thing to them. You know what I'm saying? So like, as much as Gary Oldman studied and practiced and all this, he has to me, he has a natural talent that is something that he was born with. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jordan practiced, he did this, but he had a natural talent. He had something in him that was natural to him that I don't have. Like I don't have his
athleticism.
Correct. But remember, acting is also very physical and very, mind driven and whatever. So I mean, it could be his physical, but it's also his drive. Because Michael Jordan had a drive that was no one's ever even gotten close to that. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love to play basketball, my drive is not his drive. You know what I'm saying? So he was unique. I think there's actors that are unique. I think there's actors that are born talented in that way. But I also agree. I think it's like basketball. Basketball, anybody can play basketball. You can learn how to play basketball and you can learn to be successful in basketball. But you have to put in the work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to make the NBA. But you can play and be really good at it. Yeah. That's how I looked at it. I knew I'm not going to be an Oscar winner, and neither do I want to be. I just want to be a dependable film actor. You know what I'm saying? Someone, I know what I'm going to get from Miguel. He's going to come into work. He's going to put in the time. He's going to give me a performance that I can count on. That's what I want. At least right now in my life. Later on, it develops into something, then we'll talk about it.
Then you want that Oscar.
That's like everyone's goal, though. I would love one of those little gold men.
You just said you don't want one.
It'd be nice. I would love an NBA championship ring too, but I'm,
definitely
not getting one of those either. You know that getting an Oscar is probably just as hard as getting a freaking NBA championship.
I would imagine so.
I mean, probably harder. Right? I would say it's probably harder. No?
But you got more time to win one.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, Oscars can be
and
manipulated.
Okay.
It's a marketing game.
Apparently, according to Jonathan and the Sacramento Queens, the NBA championships can be manipulated as well.
Yeah, they can. By dirty referees.
Probably.
They put money on the game.
Anyways.
He gets it. Why don't you?
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I was on the winning side, so I don't care. Mm-hmm. What would you say if you we'll close with this. You gave a tip to anybody out there that wants to be an actor. What would you tell them?
Talk to me specifically.
Sure. I think he's getting interested.
I got this from David Bianco. I want to get it from Loredan now. Oh.
There's a lot. I think
we only got 5 minutes. I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
The recording just randomly stops in 5 minutes. I'm just kidding.
Train. Dedicate. This is a learnable approach, and it is not as difficult as people might make it seem to be. If you know your business, if you know your market, and you practice, yes, you will be good. I mean, skills pay the bills. Focus on your training. You will the opportunities out there for an actor, even if you're doing local stuff in Chicago, you don't have to do big stuff in Hollywood. Commercials, you can make a great living off of just commercials. That's one of, the beginning actor when they're starting out, like they want to get commercials first because they pay a lot. It is absolutely achievable. It's not some weird mystic thing of I don't have it or I do have it. No. It is a learnable craft. It's a higher level of learning. It's the difference, between studying, pop music or opera. But once you have those skills, dude, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, you gain huge insights, for one, like on behavior. Like I love psychology, and you will definitely become very open to behavior, and you understand, behavior on a much deeper level. Two, like your movement would become sick. We know how to move well, and the body's relaxed and can move specifically or aesthetically. Yeah, you have the power of knowing how to hypnotize people just with your movements. It's hypnotic movements. One of the things that Strasberg really started to discover. And your voice. You'll be amazed how much more expressive you are when you realize how this whole entire instrument operates.
That's a fine. That's a fine of $50 for hitting the microphone.
Yeah, I mean, this is a career that can last you a lifetime, and there is no age limit.
Yeah,
there is no I'm too old.
I guess that's the best part about it.
Yes, whatever your age is, whatever your look is, you are always in demand.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Big time.
Yeah.
A great point.
Like it. I might do it. Although my Achilles heel is my voice.
Yeah, we can work on that.
Commercials, you don't got to talk, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm golden.
Depends on the commercial.
Some.
Real quick, since you've been doing this for a couple of years now, as an actor, what are you trying to get better with now or deeper into?
Right now, I think right now it's more of I feel like I overact a lot, right? And that's kind of it's been a really hard hurdle for me to get over.
Mm-hmm.
So when I took the class at Black Box and the Meisner stuff, the class was called, human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not a big Meisner guy, but the concept kind of stuck with me of human behavior, like trying to, imitate human behavior and getting a natural reaction, So, I started watching people and what they do and how they respond to things or how they look around or whatever, being in the moment and being a human is more what I'm trying to work on, because I feel like John's laughing over there. What's up, bro?
No, I'm just revisiting that movie I was talking.
Oh God!
Go ahead. Keep on talking.
You just ruined the moment, bro.
He's terrible at.
Go ahead, please. You know it better than
keeping going when somebody's rattling him with laughter.
I thought you were actually going to say something important.
No,
because I would love your opinion because you do see more of me acting than anyone else. What would you say I should work on, Jonathan?
Kind of what you just said, overacting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? He pointed it out recently too, like because he's been, we've been doing a lot of this stuff. he starts to notice more overacting and stuff now too, like on shows or movies or whatever. It's like, it's crazy. And again, this is when we go back to great acting. They look free, you know, like they're not on a script.
Yep.
You know, and that's kind of what I want. I want to try to get it to a point where I can read something and I can deliver it as me, like kind of how we're having this conversation right now, you know, because this is real, right? Now, how do I can do this with my own words, obviously, but now how do I do that with words on a page?
With the power of your imagination. You know, there's a difference between fantasy and your imagination. You know, fantasy is fake. It's, oh, we're going to play and there's pink elephants floating around. Okay, whatever. Your imagination is real. And, you know, a lot of examples, like one example I use is like, you know, you're home, you're waiting for somebody to come, like a girlfriend or whatever. You get a text, hey, I'm running a little bit late. Okay, no problem. You know, an hour passes by. I don't hear anything. Okay, what's going on with her? 2 hours pass by.
She dead.
You know, we start using our imagination,
right.
And your imagination is real, and it can be the trigger to release an emotion. Again, you don't have to go. Again, you cannot play an emotion. That's one thing that really gets me with these classes or anything when they start teaching acting. You cannot play an emotion. That's impossible if you're trying to play a human. No, emotions come to us. We don't go to the emotion. So if you use the power of your imagination, the power of concentration, knowing how to move, you know, motion creates emotion. We do not move generally as human beings. You know, there's no such thing as a simple human being. We are complex machines.
Everything's like with purpose. Almost.
Yes, and what if you can re-engineer how humans move? You know, we do very specific things that will elicit an emotion, like how you're positioned, and the power of, you know, focus and everything. That's a very specific movement you're taking. But then when the actor tries to recreate it, then that's where you fall into a trap of overacting. Playing the truth is very specific. And if we can play the truth, then yes, one of the results is the emotion will come to you naturally. Knowing how to use your imagination, that's been a big breakthrough for me with the constant research. Okay, how do we use this imagination specifically? Then boom, you can trigger an emotion. Same with your body, same with your voice. The more specific you can use your instrument, the better your performance will be.
Awesome.
Okay.
Love the tip. Love the tip. So I think we're gonna wind down for tonight. Jonathan, there, you look like you're falling asleep. You tired there, buddy?
Do I?
You look a little tired. You a little tired?
I just woke up.
I mean, I have been up since like 3:30 in the morning.
Okay, you've been up a little longer than I have, but
snow.
You're a beast, man.
Yeah.
A little creatine in you right now. You'll be all right.
Then a little meth doesn't cure.
There you go. There you go. Now we're talking. Loredan, anywhere anyone can find you? I know you're giving classes on your own now, right?
Yeah.
If you want, you don't have
working with a few friends, I guess. Yeah, because I'm no longer at the studio, and you know, it is what it is. I know we've had conversations about that, but Ed will always be in my good graces because he did something for me, so I can't say anything negative. But yeah, I just had to move on, and next goal is, you know, trying to find my own place. But right now, people can reach me on, I guess I'm doing Zoom or smaller group lessons.
On Instagram or Facebook or anything like that?
No,
none of those.
I don't do social media.
No, not at all.
I don't have a hashtag or anything.
We're gonna have to make one for you.
We'll give them a phone number that 222-2222. Oh wait, that's Glenn Lerner. That's already taken. My bad. Never mind.
Yeah, this whole social media thing it's insane, but I don't.
Okay, well, I mean,
that's the way to reach people now.
That's how it is now.
That's true.
All it is. Yeah.
Unless you want to throw your name in the yellow pages.
Do they still have those?
Yeah.
In white pages.
Interesting.
I mean, I have a Facebook, Loredan Krug, Loredan, Krug, or I don't think I have an Instagram. I do. Artistic Addiction.
Neat. That's a cool name. But cool.
And if you want to follow my Twitter, it's Beta Blocker User 345.
Wait, are you serious?
No.
Okay.
Anyways, did you have a good time?
Always, yeah. I was
looking
very
forward
surprised
to
that
it.
you invited me. Yeah, I was very surprised.
Very surprised.
Don't be surprised. I mean,
Why? I was shocked.
Shit happens. You know, everything happens. You know, people have disagreements, and it is what it is, and you move on. And
whatever disagreement you guys had, I was on your side. Just know that.
You're a dick.
No, I mean,
He's fucking. You don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Know.
if that was acting, that was a great job of
Thank
acting.
you.
Listen,
Thank you.
Man, you got sincere with the voice. You
Yeah.
got concentration. I was on your side.
Listen,
You kept it simple. Like that was. I almost like really.
listen. I've learned
You
over
just killed
time.
that moment. That was actually nice.
I have learned over time that you're always gonna have disagreements with people, and there's times that you don't talk to each other for a long time. It happens. Me and Ralphie spent a lot of years that we didn't talk. Me and John, once he started picking his cousin over me, we didn't talk for a little while.
I didn't pick my cousin over
It's all right.
you.
It's all right, bro.
But
That's why you put him in your wedding and you didn't put me. But that's okay.
Hey,
that's all right. We won't
he's
talk about
far
that
away
right now.
now.
We won't talk about that right now.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm your
Look,
I'm
whatever.
your fucking rebound. Is that what it is? Is that what this is? This is what all this is about?
Long term.
I will walk out of here. You close the show on your own.
I know what he's gonna do right now.
Look, whatever happened between you and your cousin and Miguel, I'm on your side.
Did it better than me. I appreciate that.
But you know, shit happens. We move on. We keep going. We try to help each other out as much as we can. Fair enough.
I am
right?
definitely yes, absolutely.
All right. Cool. Last words, John.
Good. I'm gonna go to sleep.
I told you he's fucking tired. Loredan, anything else?
No. I guess if anything for you, keep it up because I see you're working. You did some films. Did an episode on PD, right? And that movie that's on Amazon.
Lightyear, whenever it decides to come out.
And now you're working on a second film that you're
That
writing.
I'm doing, yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Good for you.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I remember you gave me the script, and I liked it. Is it still the same, or did you punch it up?
I haven't had a lot of time to rewrite. I'm just trying to draw storyboards now, just to see if I can get a kind of an idea of what I want it to look like. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if it has any traction. And
I mean,
then,
your drive is impressive. From the first day I saw you, and to now, in all honesty, like it's no surprise. Again, it's like when I saw you constantly creating, I was like, yep. He wants to make some noise. And then when we worked on where Angels Drift, before we even started, filming, where you had this idea, I noticed Miguel's getting a lot better at influence. I had all these cameras and everything. He goes, I want to start doing stuff. This is during the whole pandemic when no one's doing shit. He goes, I want to start doing stuff. I got to start creating, but I don't have, any cameras. And, I was FaceTiming him.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any cameras. You got any cameras, Loredan? He could clearly see behind me. I got these fancy cameras. I was like, you're getting good.
Yeah.
You're okay. Fine. And you killed it. And I know that was a tough scene to do because it required you to go very deep. Yeah, I mean, that's when it comes to working with actors like that. Yeah. That's what I like. How can I do it better? That's one thing I remember you kept saying over and over, whether you were a student or on set or anything, or even just, conversations. When you're trying to invest in your equipment, what can I do better? How can I improve? How can I improve?
That's one of the things Jonathan hates about me, because then all of a sudden the dollar signs start to go
that's
up.
one thing.
hey, you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play. You got to pay to play.
Yes.
But I really appreciate it. That means a lot. I also appreciate you coming down here, spending some time with us. You're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah.
Whenever you
and
want.
props to your new setup. Oh my God.
Thank you, sir.
Look at this.
I mean, he really does remember the first
This
time. It was like, I mean, he was on. He was
nothing,
on, right. He was on an episode that it was just audio, and then I recorded another episode with him, but the video came out with a sync problem. I couldn't sync it to save my life, so I had to scrap it.
Yes, and you had those steps that were a death trap where I fell.
Oh, he fell down my stairs just like you did.
I was like, what are with these steps? They're half made.
Hey,
he was like, watch your step, bro.
Hey, hold on, time out. This is the fucked up part about it. I don't want to say it was understandable that you fell, but at least it was somewhat understandable. You've never gone down those steps.
Right.
This motherfucker goes down those steps.
Yeah, those steps are dangerous.
And this dude fell too, in the exact same way you did, Loredan. Dude, it was.
I was trying to walk smooth and cool. Like, I got this. Like dominoes. He's like, oh yeah, watch your step, bro.
After the fact?
I'm like, what's with these steps?
Whatever. Okay, I apologize for that. John, whatever. You should be used to that shit already. We're gonna call it a night. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna be our show for tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion, and if you don't agree with it, you can fuck off.